Hello and welcome to Wednesday Night Live with independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator Teresa Harper. I'm located in Sheridan, Oregon in the USA. So glad you could join me. Sorry I'm about a minute late. I was busy messing up my clock and its time settings and can't figure out how to fix it. So that'll be a YouTube video after this one to find out how to fix it from military time to regular time. So I really have the time messed up. Oh my goodness. Let's see who's on. That's assuming I can get Facebook to cooperate with me here. And here we go. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Laura. Hi, Jennifer. Okay. Well, it's free shipping day here. Almost over with Stampin' Up. I have my clock so messed up, I can't tell you what time it is, really. My clock says 18:57, and that's not even close to the correct time, so I don't know. Anyway, good grief. Free shipping lasts until 10:59 p.m. tonight, Pacific Standard Time, or 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. If you're in another time zone, you'll have to convert that. And be sure to get those orders in and get that free shipping. That saves you 11% off of everything that you order. So it's a good idea, and you get the free shipping on any order $75 or more. It's a good time to take advantage of those last chance items that are discounted deeply, or the bundles that will be carrying over that will no longer be bundled, such as these two right here, Petal Park and the Petal Park Builder Punch. This particular set, the punch will go up $3, and once it's unbundled, then it really becomes a lot more money. And the Sentimental Park bundle comes with the dies. You save 10% when you buy them as a bundle, and of course that will be gone. So it's a pretty good savings when you can save the 10% and not pay the 11% shipping on top of it. So that's awesome. Hello, Cynthia. So glad you could join me. If you like Paper Pumpkin, prepaid Paper Pumpkin, the subscription prices are going up with the May kit. And so if you lock in the current prices before May, you can get that for the current price. And right now there's no shipping with an order of $75 or more. So it's a great time to do a prepaid Paper Pumpkin as well. All right, well, I'm going to go over some cards that I received this past week. And show those. This particular card uses the Share a Milkshake bundle. Now this bundle will carry over into the new catalog. However, it will not be bundled. The products are carrying over separately, but it won't be bundled, so 10%. And this card is from Cynthia. It's a beautiful card. Thank you so much. This card came from Lynette Stewart. It's very pretty. Or Lynette, yeah, not Lynette Stewart. Well, she was back in the day, but not anymore. Anyway, my very good friend, and it's a beautiful card. Thank you, Lynette. And here we have a card from Karen Angus, and that is a beautiful card. This uses that celebration free paper. Actually, both of these are celebration free papers from past, and it's very pretty. And this card came from my friend Laura Isom. She's on here tonight. Thank you so much. It's a beautiful card. This uses the By the Bay bundle of products, which is also carrying over into the new catalog, but not as a bundle. That's a beautiful card. Thank you so much. And finally, the cards I have to share. This is a card from Tracy Crower. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. This is some past paper that we had, and I love that paper. So thanks. And it had a wonderful message inside. All right, ladies, thank you so much. let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a card tonight. And we're going to use some returning colors. Let me grab my card holder so I can... It's been a busy afternoon and I'm running just a bit behind here. All right. So let's get that set up so I can see what I'm doing. And then let's grab our supplies. So we're going to start with a Pretty Peacock card base. This is a returning color. It was a prior in color. We're going to use that. We're going to use it along with a layer of Lost Lagoon. Now this layer is 4 by 5 1/4. And I have used the Stitched Greenery die. This is deeply discounted. And of course, if you throw it in your cart today with free shipping, then you save even more. So I just ran that through my die cut machine for that. And then I took a piece of basic white. And this piece measures 3.5 by 4 3/4, and I've run that through the die cut machine using the Stitched with Whimsy dies, and that is the second largest die, and it fits that size of paper just about perfectly. All right, so I've already done that. So those are our layers. And see, for our inks, whoops, I took a piece of the crinkled seam binding ribbon and I used the light Pretty Peacock Stampin' blend to color our ribbon to match, and I did that ahead of time so it'd be nice and dry. And then we've got the Fresh Freesia ink pad, Blackberry Bliss, Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, which is a returning in color into our new core lineup, as well as Berry Burst. Okay, wanted to feature some products that we'll be carrying over along with some returning colors. Okay, so let's take a piece of, let's get out our layer here. And we're going to take from Petal Park, we're going to get the 2 largest stamps. And I'm going to start with the background image. And we're going to ink that up in Lost Lagoon. Okay, and let's put this about right here in the center. Okay, and then we're going to take Pretty Peacock. They pair up quite nicely. Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon. So we're going to take and ink up the more detailed stamp with our Pretty Peacock. And then we're going to get this in the right direction so it'll line up. And hover over the top of that. Excuse me. And I'm going to stand up so I can get a little bit over the top of that and hopefully line it up. Let that sit for a minute. And there we have that. Then we're going to take a scrap piece of basic white. Well, we are if we have a scrap piece. Let me get a scrap piece. Crazy me. All right, got a scrap piece of basic white here. And we're going to stamp our flowers. We're going to pull those out. And we're going to do those in Berry Burst and Blackberry Bliss. And what we want to do with this is we want to look at our punch and turn it over and see how that's going to line up. And then I want to line my stamp up accordingly so that I can make sure when I stamp that down that it's going to work with my punch. Okay? Then I won't have to do a bunch of finagling. So I'm going to start with the wrong one. Oh my goodness. Let's ink up the background in the Berry Burst. And then because I inked up my detail in the wrong color, let's clean that off. Not that it probably would matter too much because Blackberry Bliss is darker. But I like to keep my ink pads pure. So I'm going to ink that up. And again, just going to lay that over the top. And for me, I find if I do the background piece, the lighter color, and then set the darker color over the top, it's much easier for me to line it up. Okay. So we've got that. What other pieces do we need? Pre-cut from a piece of basic white. I pre-cut this die from the Sentimental Park dies. It's this piece right here. Okay, so we've got that. And then I could have put all the tiny little flowers that go with that, but I decided I didn't want to do that. So we are going to take from the Petal Park stamp set. We're going to use these two little clumps of flowers. And this time I'm going to do them in Blackberry Bliss and Fresh Freesia. So I'm going to do my background stamp first. A little bit of Fresh Freesia. And then I'll get my Blackberry Bliss. And I'll line that up. Stamp that down. And I need to do that twice, but I've already done that, so we're good to go. All right, and then finally we need two of the little leafy prints here. And again, we're going to do those in Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. So again, I'll start with that background, and you need two of these as well. But I've already stamped. So we're going to get that right over the top. And get that. All right. So that, I believe, is all of our pieces. So let's put a few things out of the way here. We're going to bring back in our punch. And we're going to just line that up. Like so. And there are my flowers. And these you'll need to fussy cut because they're not in the punch. But I've already done that. And let's start putting our card together then. Okay. So we'll start with our Pretty Peacock card base. And we'll give that a reinforcement with our bone folder. Okay. Then we can add our Lost Lagoon die cut piece. I'm really going to miss this die cut. It's so pretty and it makes such an easy background. Packs a lot of wow. Okay. And then we'll add this layer. Like so. And then we're going to add our flowers. And I'm going to take these, and you know what I forgot to do? I actually had taken this and stamped it here, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. And it's okay that because I didn't pop anything up, so let's hope this works. Means I've already got the, you should do this first just in case. Let's go ahead and put this in here like so. You don't have to do this. You could just stick the flowers in. But I kind of liked the depth that it gave. So I'm going to go ahead and try to line this up perfectly now. All right, so there we go. Now you could leave this just like this if you so choose and be done. You wouldn't even really need to do too much more. Put a ribbon and a sentiment on there and you could be done. But we're going to take our flowers that we stamped and die cut. We're going to take our bone folder to the tips. Okay, and then we'll grab some Stampin' Dimensionals. And we'll just pop those on there. And I'm going to take a couple of minis for the smaller one. Actually, I'm just going to take one and call it good. Take those backing pieces off. And we'll add those to our card. Like so. Just to give that just a little bit more dimension. Now you could turn that if you like so that you get more dimension, but this way when you look at the card you still see flower underneath. Okay, with this piece now we're going to take and stamp our sentiment. And Petal Park does not have any sentiments, so we're pulling from Sentimental Park, and I'm going to take the Dear Friend. We're going to use some Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to line that up in the middle the best I can. And then I'm going to take this and it's going to go across here, so I'm going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals down here. Oops, right here. I'm going to put one over here and down here And then I want down here, and that, put one in the middle, just to give it some strength. And I'm going to leave that upper corner open because that's going to hang over that flower. I'm just going to line this up like so here. Yep, just like that. And then with the flowers that we fussy cut and the leaves, which are these two and those two, we're just going to add these on and kind of cover up this area right here. I'm just going to figure out how I want this best to place. Probably about here. And then I'm going to take a glue dot okay. Free shipping is a good time to take advantage of your adhesives, cardstock that's going up, envelopes that you need, those kinds of things. Because why pay shipping later when you know you're going to need them? Okay, so we'll put that on like so, and then we're going to take these two little green leafy bits, spriggy bits, and we're going to stick one under here like so, and another one under here like that. And then we're going to take our ribbon, and I'm going to grab my bow jig, just because I'll have a hard time with bows. And I'm going to tie myself a bow. And we'll add that to the front of our card, and this card is almost complete. Go ahead and pull that off. Turn this around. I did a double bow, so I'm going to pull those apart. Take a glue dot. Stick my bow right on there. And then I'm going to put this right down here. I'm so glad you like these colors. I do love how they pair together. It makes it kind of so you don't, you're not so sad over soft succulent and evening evergreen, which was a fabulous combo. All right, so the last thing we're going to put on here is we're going to take the 2021 to 2023 in color opal rounds, and yes, these are soft succulent evening evergreen, but that soft succulent picks up so many different colors that we're just going to throw those on there. So we're going to take a large one, and I think we're going to stick that right up here. Take a small one, and we're going to go here. And then I'm going to take another large one. I'm going to put that right down here. All right, and there is the front of our card. So for the inside of this card, I took a 2 3/4 by 4 1/4 inch piece, stamped a portion of those leaves at the bottom in the same combination of Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon. Did another set of the Petal Park flowers, took the large one and I put that on with a glue dot in the Berry Burst and Blackberry Bliss. And then we're just going to throw this right inside our card. Okay, and I've done the same thing with the envelope, only instead of using the large flowers, I use those smaller flowers that we put on the outside of the card. And there is our first project complete. I hope you like that. Tracy, I am so glad you ordered these today too. It is a great stamp set. Makes quick and easy cards. Doesn't take a lot of effort, and they're pretty nice, I think. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll put these away. And I'll clean up some stamps because we are going to need them again. While you're looking at that, just give them a quick clean with our chamois. So this is another item. If your chamois is getting yucky, you might want to think about replacing that while we have free shipping. All right, I think that's all of our stamps then. We're ready to go. All right, let's move on to the next project. And get this one out of our way. And our next project is kind of a fun fold. So let's get that. Get our projects. Pulling in a few things. I took a greeting from the Irresistible Blooms. Hooray, it's your day. And we're also using the dies from this stamp set. Okay. And then I used a sentiment from Very Best Occasions. This is a carryover from the holiday last year. And we're going to use one of these, this sentiment right here for the inside is what I've used. Just wanted to show you where that comes from. Very Best Occasions. And then we're going to pull in the tailor-made tags. If you don't have this die set, you should really consider that. I use this a lot, and I'm going to show you how to make the sentiment tag and not have it look like a tag at all. So we're going to do that. I'm going to start with a card base in basic white. Our card base here is 4 1/4 by 11. So you're going to cut your cardstock in half, but instead of cutting it at 5 1/2, you cut it the long way with the skinny part, the 8 1/2 at the top, and then cut it at 4 1/4. And then you're going to score it at 5 1/2 and 6 3/4. So where you would normally score it at 5 1/2 for the regular top fold card, or what do they call this? This is hot dog and this is hamburger, or the other way around. I never got that. Anyway, then I'm going to, at the 6 3/4, I'm going to fold this back. I'm going to give that a press, and then this will make our book fold. Okay, so we've got that. Now, what did I do with my pieces? For this, you're going to need a piece of the Tea Boutique Designer Series paper. This is a retiring item, and this is cut at 4 and it's not 4, it's 4 and 3/8. It's a 4 3/8 inch square, and then I cut this one at 4 3/8 by 1 1/8. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and mount these to the front of our card. And we're just going to do that with some Stampin' Seal. You can use whatever is your adhesive of choice. So we're just going to put this small piece right here between the fold and the score line. And then we're going to put this piece on. But I think before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and add, this is a piece of basic white that is cut at 4 inches by 4 inches square. And I've taken the die, that circle die, from the Irresistible Blooms dies, and I've cut that in the center. I love this die. I love how it looks. I love everything about it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mount this to my Designer Series paper. But with this, I'm going to take some of my Tombow adhesive liquid glue in my little fine tip bottle that I was given by my friend Cynthia. And I'm going to add just little dots to these circles here. You guys, how is the lighting? I messed up when I messed up my clock on my lamp, I messed up the lamp too. It has different light settings and I messed that up too, so I got to figure that out. It's not giving me the bright light I like. It's on some dim setting. Okay, so we've got that. And because this is so narrow up here at the top, I'm going to put just a bit of Tombow glue there, because I want that to adhere. Okay, so then I'm going to take and center this on my panel. And lay that down, okay? Now let's do just a tiny bit of stamping right here. In the Petal Park bundle, in the Petal Park stamp set, you get this little dotty stamp right here. And we're going to take this dotty stamp and we're going to take some Parakeet Party. Oh no, I think I did Lemon Lime Twist actually. Let's do Lemon Lime Twist. This is a returning in color. And I'm just going to take this dotty stamp and I'm just going to put some dots. I'm going to turn this so they don't all look the same. And I'm going to leave that for now, and we'll see if we need to add some more in a bit. I'm going to put just a few more there. All right. That'll give it just a little bit of an accent here. And then we can add this piece to our card front. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get that out of the way before I put my fingers in it and have Lemon Lime Twist ink everywhere. Now this is a very narrow border. So we're just going to line that up and set that down. Okay, now we can set this aside for now. And we're going to do some stamping. So let's get some scrap paper. And this time we're going to stamp our petals using Lemon Lime Twist and Parakeet Party as a combination for our leaves. So let's grab those ink pads. And I'm going to use Lemon Lime Twist as my detailed and Parakeet Party as the background. So I'm going to start with the Parakeet Party. And I'm going to ink this up. And I'm going to fussy cut this out. So I'm just going to put this where it'll fit. And then we're going to take Lemon Lime Twist, ink up our background stamp. Oh good, Tracy, I'm glad the lighting's good. It's like, what a time to mess with your settings. I was trying to reset the clock because it was a little fast. And then I messed everything up. I guess I wasn't paying enough attention. So I'm going to just stamp this down, hover right over there, stamp that down. Okay. And then I'm going to set those aside. I'm going to grab those flowers again. Not that one, this one. And I'm going to make sure that I got that. Good thing I checked that. It's not quite perfectly clean. That berry burst really grabs that ink. Okay, so let's do that, and that should be better. Yep. Let's do the same thing. That Blackberry Bliss, because I don't want it to muddy up my colors. All right, so then we're going to take Blueberry Bushel and Tahitian Tide. We're going to start with Tahitian Tide. And we're going to take our background here. And again, I'm going to look at my punch. Okay. And I'm going to put this down here like so. That looks like it picked up a tinge of the Blackberry Bliss. Let's do that again. Or the Berry Burst, I should say. Make sure that's good. Okay. That's a little more. That's a little better. Gotta be careful going from those bright reds to the blues. Okay, and then we're just gonna stamp this out. Okay, and that is a beautiful combination. Blueberry Bushel and Tahitian Tide. And again, we will just punch these out with our Petal Park Builder punch here. We've got our flowers. So we've got those. And to get the leaves, I just do it that. I'm not going to do this all the way because it's already done. I'll just show you kind of what I did. So I don't need to waste your time watching me fussy cut unless you want to. So what I did was I took this and I'm starting, and I'll go around here. And it really is not a bad thing to fussy cut. It's pretty simple. Remember, when you're fussy cutting, turn with your non-dominant hand. Wiggle your scissors on the leaves. They don't have to be perfect. Okay, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to leave these 3 dots, and then I'm going to swing in here like so, and then back out here with this leaf and finish that off like so. And then for this set, I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna cut these 2 leaves separately. But what I'm gonna do with the bottom of this is I'm not going to come in and cut there. I'm going to leave myself a little glue tab at the bottom there. So this will be my glue tab. And then I would cut around these, okay? And when I'm finished, then I've got these pieces. Okay, so I've got everything I need. Let's see, we've got an extra now of this one. All right, so we've got those. Now, let's go ahead and start putting our pieces together, and then we will stamp our sentiment, and I'll show you how I did that. So we're going to grab our card front here. And I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm going to kind of put it up here like this. This one goes down here. All right, and then I'm going to attach this to this large flower with a glue dot. So I'm going to take this, and on the front side in that little area that I made a glue tab, then I'm going to take my large flower, and I'm just going to place that in there and give that a press. And I should have taken my bone folder to these before I did that, but I'm just going to use my fingernails to lift up those petals there. And that's going to go down here, like so. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in here, and this flower is going to go over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to put these down flat. So where is my silicone sheet that I had at the start that now I buried it with my stamps. So we're just going to take and put some Stampin' Seal along this edge here. And I don't know what I did with my tweezers now. You guys, I can't work without tweezers. That's like a necessary for me. Where did I set them? Oh, again, top of my stamp set. And then I'm going to take this one and put a little bit of Stampin' Seal down there. And we're going to put this one like so. Now I need to make sure that I don't extend over this score line, so that when my card opens, it doesn't hit those leaves. Okay, so we're going to take a a dimensional here, and put that in the center, and then we'll pop this on here like so. I'm going to take another dimensional for this one, but again, I'm going to use a mini. But before I put that on there, I'm going to take my bone folder or my fingers, and I'm just going to give that a good turn up. And then we'll put on our flower right there. And for one more time, we'll get us another glue dot or another dimensional. I don't know why I keep calling them glue dots. And we'll put this one over here. Okay. So now's when I take a look and say, hey, do I need any more of those little dots? And I'm thinking I could probably use a little bit here and here. So I'm going to grab those dots with my lemon lime twist. And I'm going to stick a couple there. And some there. And I'm happy with that. Now for the sentiment, let's go ahead. Well, before we do the sentiment, let's finish this off and glue this down. So we're going to take some Tahitian Tide metallic woven ribbon. And I am going to open up my card. And I'm going to run this through twice. And when I do this, I'm going to make sure that I do not tangle my ribbon or twist it. Not tangle it, but twist it. I want to make sure that it remains flat on the inside. Okay. Then I'm just going to take this, and if I don't have it long enough, I'm just going to pull on this loose end. Okay. And I'm thinking I might be okay actually. Then I'm going to take and cross that over. I'm going to go through both pieces of the ribbon. And I'm going to tie a bow. I'm going to try not to twist that ribbon. And you guys, I have such a hard time with the tiny ribbons. My fingers are big compared to that tiny little ribbon. Okay, so we've got that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spread these out so that I've got a little bit more coverage with those pieces. Okay, let's cut that with our ribbon scissors and set that aside. And then here I'm going to take my liquid glue and I'm going to go to the inside and between these two score lines, I'm going to put liquid glue. Okay. And I'm going between the ribbon because I want this to really stick down. All right, so we're going to do that. And then I'm going to close that up and give it a press. And then I'm going to go ahead and set a block on top of that and set it aside. Okay, now let's do our sentiment. So we're going to take a scrap piece of basic white. Okay, and I'm going to take Blueberry Bushel and Hooray It's Your Day. Ink that up really well. And I'm going to stamp that down. And let it sit and soak into the paper for a minute. I'm not pressing hard because I don't want to distort my image. Okay. Now I'm going to take the tag and I'm going to take this small tag that has the clipped corners, the clipped corner tag, and I'm going to put this here. And I'm going to get some washi tape or some Post-it tape. And I'm bringing in the mini cut and emboss machine. And I'm going to tape this down. Where I want it to stay, like